ToyTractorTimes.com is at the 2017 St. Louis Farm Toy Show, and we're here with Nick McRell of Lincoln, Nebraska. Nick, congratulations. You won the display contest small scale division this year, and we've got the nice St. Louis Arch trophy here with the 7580, and great display. We got to see a little bit of it at the National. Looks like some new equipment this time around.
Yeah, just updated display, kind of for the most part went back to what I kind of know well is the John Deere lineup, and so I brought a few new items that most folks either haven't seen or have just been an updated iteration of what we got going on.
Well, let's take a look at some of this equipment in the shop. First thing that wasn't available in November is the new generation 9Rs with the composite tanks on the back.
Yeah, this is a model that I just finished up recently right ahead of the show. I actually haven't even had a chance to touch the 9RXs, but I hadn't seen very many custom or updated iterations of this model out in the custom world yet, so I thought I'd try my hand at it and
this
see
is
what
the
I can
first
find.
display I've seen one decked out on.
Yeah, so what you're looking at, this one is a 9420R with dual 18.4s. And so it's a full rebuild, filled the casting in the tank in the rear, added some rear work lights from Circle C, put a different hitch on it, and then added some 3D printed mirrors as well as flasher bars, and then added some tractor fab steps to it, scratch built beacon and railings.
And what model number was this again?
This started out as I believe a 9620, and it is a 9420.
Oh, very nice. And you can see these steps. That's a big change that a lot of people might not notice.
Yeah, it's just
a lot of custom guys
detail.
like to cut that standard factory step out and detail it out a little bit more. Looks like we got a nice Landau culture chisel back there.
Yep, so that was a Landau that was built by Adam Freerichs that I had added to the farm here fairly recently, and he's building phenomenal Landau tillage equipment, and his brother's also coming out with some neat stuff that I keep wanting to add to the collection.
Well, I think a lot of model farms are going Landau thanks to Adam. So we got the big combine parked out front here.
Yep, so this is the same 9120 case combine with the 16-row Gearinghoff folding corn head, same one I had at Nationals. Neat piece to have in the collection, and just really happy with it. Eventually I'll turn the combine business back over to John Deere's for the farm, but not quite there yet.
Well, and that whole head flips up and folds over for transport.
Yep, yeah. So this is a standard folding head, and so it'll fold down from a 16 all the way down to an 8. Just to give you an idea, that's what one side of it'll look like. And then you've got all the detail on the underside as well as the PTO covers and everything right there. You can see the rolling stalk crushers and all the detail in the snouts.
Oh, it's a nice piece, and we also can see a variety of headers that you have made, just kind of parked up here in front of the display.
Yeah, I just wanted to kind of showcase all or at least most of the options that I've got. So I started out with the 12-row and 16-row 22-inch heads that can also pass as a 20-inch head, just from the scale standpoint. And then I've got a rigid 16-row in back there that I recently finished up, and then a rigid 12-row, that red one. And then there's the folding 12-row green one. And then I've also got a folding 16 that we saw earlier, and then and then I've got an 8-row that I don't have on display.
We saw one over there on Tyler Hamilton's display, the 8-row.
Yep. So. Yeah, so I've sold a few different ones of those, and I'm just really happy with how those turned out. There wasn't a lot available for 8-row corn heads to custom builders.
That's good. And then looks like we got a nice loader tractor up here.
Yep. So that is an 8235R that I built recently, and that's hooked on to a DN 345 spreader, and neat little combination. I'm really happy with how that tractor turned out. And then behind that you can see there's international semi with a Wilmer 16-ton side shooter that Dave Desjardins built. that I've had in my collection for a few years that I really enjoyed having part of.
And then we've got is it a HN, DN?
DN 345.
And that's a Circle C product?
Correct, yeah, that was a Circle C Farm Toys product, and the only difference that I did is I bought the kit without wheels and tires, and I robbed those off of a Ertl Terragator and repainted the rims before adding that to it. They're, I think, about the exact same size.
Makes a nice setup. Then I'm going to guess this might be a 7930 up here. I noticed in our Toy Tractor Times magazine side of things, there's an article about this coming on the way.
So that's a 7930 that I recently finished up, and I've actually got an article here that'll show up here in February for the magazine. That I'm really happy with how this turned out. This is the first 30 series tractor I've ever customized. Really happy with how it turned out. Just full detail again.
Looks great. And then R4030 dry spreader.
Yep. So that's the R4030 dry spreader. Same one I had at Nationals. The one that a lot of the parts came from Adam Freerichs, and like the tarp cover, the railings, the tires, rims, and then the rear end spreader pieces came from Circle C Farm Toys.
Very nice. And I always thought these were interesting because you got there a sprayer, and when the dry fertilizer box is on, you still got the sprayer boom support beams up there on the front of the machine, so something a little different to notice.
Yep, very cool.
We got the big auger.
Yep, so that's a Federal auger that was built a few years back by Scratchcast. Where I live now, there's quite a few guys that have bin setups that they don't have legs to, so there's more than one would think of these guys out there for purposes other than just piling corn on the ground at the local co-op.
Oh, I imagine they can move a lot of grain.
Oh yeah.
Well, we get into the building here, and I've got a Balzer 1450.
Yep, so that's a Balzer 1450 design. Was done by Circle C Farm Toys, and I purchased that kit and put that together, and really one of the more unique carts out on the market right now, and really happy with how that turned out.
And which 9R is up? This is an earlier generation.
Yep, so that's a 9560R that I recently built for a good friend of mine, and really happy with that, how that turned out. Nothing crazy different than that, other than this one does have removable duals on it. I've yet to actually add the hubs to it, but it's kind of a neat piece that if a guy wanted to put it on a semi-load, to take the duals off to show that on a display, you have that option too as well.
Very nice. And this is the earlier generation 9R fenders, and these are the most updated. And then we interviewed Hector Matthews a little earlier. He's got the in-between all steel fuel tanks on the fenders.
Yeah, and if you wanted to talk about this four-wheel drive, so this is another new 9R. This is a 9620R, so did the same type of updates to this that I did the 9420, other than this has 800 tires on it versus the row crop duals, and then I re-decaled it the same as what it came out of the stock packages.
It looks like a monster with those wheel weights in the back and the large tires. And then we've got a 8RT, or is that, I guess it's an 8RT, right?
Yep, so it's an 8360 RT with 16-inch tracks, set up with a rock box and weights in the front. Something you'd see pretty regularly up in that Minnesota or even Michigan sugar beet country, and so that's something I grew up on, and actually pulling that J&M cart it's in front of. So I just wanted to recreate that scene that I'm used to, and having those things in the shop getting cleaned up and winterized.
Well, some great machines, and of course really enjoy this building. I mean, you got the refrigerator, different parts, and workbenches, tools.
Yeah, it's neat what 3D printing has done. There's a lot of different shop accessories out there available. I purchased some from Jensen Diecast that you've showcased, and then others from either Back 40 scale models as well as Freerichs Farm Toys.
Very nice. And one little item back here, it looks like maybe a 420.
Yeah, I believe that's either a 420 or a 320 purchased here at the St. Louis show a few years back. That's got, the gentleman actually used, I think, HO scale planter and recreated a planter on the back of it. And kind of getting back to when I first began building displays, I always had an older tractor on the display just to kind of showcase where we started and where we've gone to with the equipment that is newer in the industry. What I've been focusing my building on just to show the differences.
Very nice, and congratulations. And I think the interesting thing is almost every display we saw here is not a 4x8. They've got a lot of mini displays, and they are placing well out here at the shows now.
Yeah, I appreciate that. My display here is 38 inches by 38 inches. My long-term goal is to continually add sections of this size to make it easy for transport, as well as limit the amount of space that it takes up, because it's number one game is how to have enough space for not only the collection but to display it out for others to see.
Well, it can fit in the trunk of your car versus having to get a truck and a trailer. That's
Absolutely.
a good way to go. Well, thank you, Nick. Appreciate the tour, and can't wait to see what you do next.
Thank you very much.
Bye.